I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on
Okay, Coach, thank you. We are about 4,300 miles away from you there in Orlando as we come to you from the European home of the NFL, London, England. Coming up, another edition of the NFL International Series, and it should be a good one, between the Carolina Panthers and the London Black Knights. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by the NFL's most valuable player from 2015. It's Cam Newton.
And I'll bet right now it's just one thought in his mind.
Win the game.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions,
no,
right?
2 touchdown passes last week.
2 touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
And on this play, the read for the quarterback was the defensive end, and he was totally focused on the quarterback. He should have given it off inside to the running back. Instead, he kept it and ended up taking a loss on the play.
He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run. Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself a big...
There he goes, Julian Edelman. Touchdown! Julian Edelman, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turning to his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. Carolina getting set to take the field. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive? Sometimes
it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down. And the offensive starters for the Panthers.
So let's all work together on this one because it's natural to just watch the football. I want all of us to watch the center of this offensive line, the center and the 2 guards. They've got to be able to control the point of attack, and they didn't do such a good job on that last play. Plenty of opportunities to redeem themselves. They'll have to take advantage of that and start to make progress.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
On play action, Wentz going up top. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And a nice little broken tackle run there by Todd Gurley, the 10th pick in the 2015 draft.
And that's what you get with him, that full package of speed, power, able to catch the ball in the backfield. Many people doubted him coming out because of the knee injury in college. They're seeing the full Todd Gurley now, and it hurts.
Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. On 1st down, it's Gurley. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Todd Gurley, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. 2nd. The lefty Tavecchio now to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's finished off by a Todd Gurley touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away, it's Tavecchio. This will be taken in at the 1. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. the pickup of 4. Here's 2nd and 6.
Watch number 12. Watch number 12. Heavy.
Back to throw, Newton. And his throw is incomplete. Charles Clay has tied in the intended target, but now it's 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Todd Gurley and the offense, they get set and trot back out there now. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Wentz going to try and throw on 3rd. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. So they bring out their punter. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a 1st down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Cam fakes the give and keeps it. Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. Still a couple yards short of the 1st as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Newton. This complete to the tight end, Clay. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Newton on first down. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 11 yards and a Panther first down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the first and goal. They've made goal line offense a priority on the practice field this week. This is exactly the situation. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. It's the fullback. His second touchdown on the season as they are now on the board here in the first half. And he wasn't blocking or running it there. They tossed it to him.
And you remember the good old days when the 49ers were riding roughshod in the league? They used their fullback in pass plays all the time. Roger Craig, Tom Rathman, those guys were terrific at running these types of plays.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And Carolina scores to cap it off. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Carson Wentz, along with his offense, heading back out there for their next possession. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. From the 29, Wentz, it's complete. This is Todd Gurley. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 16 yards, a first down.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and this is what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Wentz now on first down. Finding Green complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Working from the gun, Wentz. And that one's complete to Gurley. And Gurley, he fumbled it. Gurley fumbles the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Panthers.
We're going to shut you down. We're going to shut you down.
Anything to make of this or just a bad stretch? Because he had the 2 fumbles he lost last week and now a 3rd.
It's a bad stretch, but it's one that he has to make sure he overcomes. This isn't on anyone else but him. taking care of the ball, tucking it away, keeping it high and tight, all the while doing that and not slowing down his running and his ability to move the ball forward.
Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Trying to go back to Clay that time, and it's 3rd and short. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here is the home side to take over on offense. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
Now Gurley. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They'll get 13 yards for the 2nd play in a row.
Now that's how you start to get back in the good graces of your head coach. Remember, he fumbled on the last possession. How about the faith they showed him, giving him the ball again, and he repaid them, picking up a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On the draw, this is Smith. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
They keep it with Smith on first down. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 22-yard line. Now Wentz.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Tavecchio puts this one through, and that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays, yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. There's DJ Moore as he and the rest of the offense head back out there. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. It was Desmond Trufant right there, step for step in coverage. To throw on 2nd and 10. Newton, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Throwing is Newton. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a first down. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. To throw again. Newton. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Newton now 9 of 17 through the air. To the air again, Newton. And he's got the hook up to Moore. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Throwing again is Newton. Dorsett's got it, and taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 13 yards, first down, Panthers. From the red zone now, Newton.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Throwing again on 2nd down, Newton. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Here's Newton. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
It's easy, it's coming again.
So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
This is taken at the 3. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. A final shot before half for Wentz. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at TIAA Stadium in Jacksonville. And it's the Colts on top as that one approaches halftime. T.Y. Hilton, a touchdown reception. From there, we head up to our nation's capital to check on the Redskins at home at FedEx Field. And they have the lead over the visiting Steelers as that game has gone to halftime. The Redskins trying to hold on and claim victory. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. And they currently trail the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Alshon Jeffrey, a touchdown reception. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So here is the home side to take over on offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. To throw, it's Wentz. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Now it's Gurley. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Wentz to throw. He's got him in, complete. It's Julian Edelman. And down inside the 15 he goes. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who can make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good.
From the red zone now, Wentz. This will be caught at about the 6. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
59 mark, 59 mark, check, 59.
They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Todd Gurley, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice two-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Extra point up and good by Tavecchio, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And last year's rushing and total touchdown leader Todd Gurley caps it with his first of the game here. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Out of the gun, Newton. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Clay. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Newton. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. Cam fakes the give and keeps it. Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Newton to throw. This complete to the tight end Clay. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
Down here in the third quarter, obviously that... That's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
On first down, Wentz. And he fires one incomplete. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Again they run with Gurley. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Call it a gain of 10, and they pick up the first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10. Wentz going to throw. And finding the tight end Hooper. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Throwing now is Wentz. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Wood. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 13-yard line. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back to the ground game here. Gurley. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Wentz now to throw. Well, they would have gotten a conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down. Charles, thinking back to what you said in the first quarter, that part of the magic elixir for a road victory for these underdogs was going to be winning the turnover battle. Well, they only have one right now. Look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, not exactly playing to the form that I subscribed, right? When you talk about winning that turnover battle, that evens things out, especially for a road team, especially for a team that's an underdog.
On for the field goal. A 23-yard attempt.
The kick by Tavecchio is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team, because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Here's Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tyler Davison hauling it off the edge to sack him.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you, because it seems to be working pretty well.
So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Newton. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Face mask. Defense.
They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in, as they'll have a short field here on 1st and 10. To throw is Wentz. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Wentz. And he's got his man on the out route. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A good gain of 12 yards that time. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down. Here's Gurley now, out of the gun. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 7. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown. So the ref makes a call, no touchdown there, wipe it off the board. Tavecchio puts this one through, and that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Back to throw, Newton. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Throwing on third down, Newton. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. The 21 yards there as they convert on third. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. To the air again, Newton. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Philip Dorsett, the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down. So line of scrimmage still to 39 on 2nd and 10. Newton throwing complete to Samuel, and they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. And able to find Dorsett. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Newton on first down. And his throw here is incomplete. Ricky Seals-Jones, the intended receiver, but it'll be second down. On 2nd and 10, Newton. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Newton throwing again. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll get to him short of the first down at about the 16. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Here's Newton. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. It's the fullback. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Panthers, they're able to draw a bit closer.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
They go for just 1 here as it's up and good, and that will get them 1 closer. A 10-play drive that time, and the end result, a Panthers touchdown. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And it looks like this one won't work out. Hands team able to secure the football. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. So here is the home side to take over on offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Now Wentz. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. They run. It's Gurley. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. On now is the punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So Cam Newton and his offense down by 10. A little over a minute and a half remaining. They'll need a score here and also likely an onside kick recovery. But first things first. 1st and 10. Newton. He's going to let it fly. And got his man complete. He got 29 yards that time. Now Newton.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Newton looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. Here's Newton.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get him to 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They snap it to Newton. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. And he's got it. Fighting for the pylon, but he will not get there. They mark him short of the goal line. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it, and they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the home team here, they get win number 10 on the year as they move to 10-1. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, their luck may have run out as they fall to 4-7 now on the year. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say cheerio from London.